I had no access to any funds. My husband had stopped access to all my funds at that point. So I was trying to do through all my contacts, my goodwill, my relationships, banging on every door that I could. I did that because of course I will do that. He's my brother. His legs, his body is broken in places. He has served, I belong to 4 generations. My father is a war veteran from 1971. My father was wounded in the war. My grandfather fought 62, 65 war. Based on that, when the soldier is, if he would have done something, there would have been a prosecution too now. It's been 16 plus months. He deserves to dignifiedly return to his country.
So, his family, his wife in Abu Dhabi or Dubai,
Yes.
in the UAE, were you in touch with her? What efforts did all of you make to secure his release or to find out where he was?
I didn't have any clarity with regards to his legal status. What is he in for? And unless I meet him, I don't know what state of mind, what state, physical state he is in.
With the Ministry of External Affairs submitting in court that Major Vikrant apparently said that he wanted a firm to be chosen by his wife.
Yes.
And you wanted a firm to be chosen, a different firm to be chosen. So the Delhi High Court has directed the Ministry of External Affairs to issue an order to appoint a legal firm to represent actor Celina Jaitly's brother, Major Vikrant Jaitly. He's a former Special Forces commando detained in the United Arab Emirates since September 2024. The actor's petition claimed that her brother, a 4th-generation Indian Army officer, now retired, had illegally been taken and detained in the UAE since September 2024. She told the court, despite more than a year having passed, the center had failed to obtain even basic information about his welfare or legal status. An alumnus of the Kendriya Vidyalaya at IIT Kharagpur, Major Jaitly received his military training at the Military College of Telecommunication Engineering and was commissioned in the Corps of Signals, but voluntarily opted for the infantry and was part of the Special Forces. Celina Jaitly, a Varid sister, now joins me on this special broadcast. Celina, welcome.
Thank you for having me here, Gaurav.
Tell me, Celina, what happened? I mean, your brother was in the UAE. What was he doing in the UAE and then what happened?
He was working for a company founded by his wife in 2016 called the Matiti Group. And it seems like I have been trapped in a script of a film, because these things only for someone like me happen, or for anyone, if they would happen to them, would happen only in a script in a film. And I have been living it since September 2024, since he was taken.
And why? I mean, where was he taken from? What happened? What did you hear?
So I got a call an entire month after he was taken, that they were at the shopping mall, at a mall called Mall of Emirates. And when they walked towards the parking, there was a black car waiting there for them. And they came and asked him for his identity card and Emirates ID. He was asked to get into the car. And then that followed 9 months of detainment, where, under what pretext, for what reason. It was pretty much incommunicado, pretty much without any record of any sort of legal arrest. And only in 2025, in June, did I get to know that he's been remitted after 9 months of arbitrary detention into a detention center in Abu Dhabi.
So his family, his wife in Abu Dhabi or Dubai,
Yes.
in the UAE, were you in touch with her? What efforts did all of you make to secure his release or to find out where he was?
I got to know only a month after Vikrant was taken. So obviously it was a big shock to me. For 24 hours, I was in immense shock. Following that, the first thing that logically came to me was that what I asked my sister-in-law what she had done. So she said she had informed the embassy, and they will be filing for a note for bail soon to the authorities. And as a sister, I don't understand diplomatic communication when my own emotions are involved. I do understand that there is very specific legal and diplomatic frameworks under which MEA has to operate. I understand that. But when your own loved one is involved in that, you cannot your mind doesn't work according to those frameworks. So what came to me was that let's file a habeas corpus.
Yeah.
And the wife was not comfortable filing a habeas corpus at that moment for reasons known best to her. And I was going through a very difficult time in my marriage as well, because my husband had worked all his life in the UAE. And I was asked to, disown my brother. I was asked to remove my Jaitly surname from my son's names. I was asked to either do that or take the highway. And how can I disown my own brother? And this whole thing was very arbitrary. It did not make any sense what was happening. Why was it happening? I thought it was a joke. I started following whatever protocol is required in a situation like this, approaching the authorities, the embassy, the Ministry of External Affairs. Then when I received no response whatsoever, in November, I filed a grievance with the Madad grievance portal. And that's the first time then I received a response through the portal.
My God. I mean, you reached out to the Indian mission in the UAE, to the Ministry of External Affairs in Delhi, and no response.
None of my emails received a response in the month of October and beginning of November until I filed a grievance with the Madad portal. Thereafter, the only responses I did receive were templatized from the Madad portal, but it was not much information of a loved one when you get only one thing, and that is, we have sent a communication and right now we don't have any information.
So the authorities didn't respond on the other side either?
There was no response from the other side either, not that I know of. I had only one way to have any little update, and that was just through the Madad grievance portal. So a portal was responding to me. And thereafter, in 2025, Vikrant was, through the portal, I got to know that Vikrant was remitted to Al-Watfa Detention Center in Abu Dhabi. And thereafter, they did 2-3 consular accesses to assess what is happening. But still, there was no clarity in the legal aspect of why he's being detained, for what. Is there some, what do you call it? Is there some, has he been prosecuted? Is there a detainee number? I had no information whatsoever. And I don't think anyone, anywhere in the world, should be detained without legal representation.
True.
They should have right to, I should have right to speak to my brother. I should have right to see if we can apply for bail. It had already almost a year had passed and nothing had happened. And thereafter, when I did not receive, my number of questions kept growing, Gaurav. What is happening? Why do we not have any answers? Is somebody doing something? Can I get at least some inkling? Is somebody doing something for him? Because I understand if Vikrant has done something wrong and we have a case in front of us, he's being prosecuted for XYZ. There was just one pretext of national security. That's it.
That's a very grave thing for anyone to hear.
And that too, after 9 months of arbitrary detention. Don't know where he is. I tried to look for Vikrant everywhere in the UAE. In police stations, they had no record of him being arrested.
So you flew to UAE to...
I could not fly because I had no access to any funds. My husband had stopped access to all my funds at that point. So I was trying to do through all my contacts, my goodwill, my relationships, banging on every door that I could. I did that because of course I will do that. He's my brother. I can't abandon my brother. I will continue to knock on every door. Thereafter, I came, when he was remitted to Al-Watfa Detention Center, I came to India. And I went and met the authorities here also. And then I didn't have any clarity with regards to his legal status. What is he in for? And unless I meet him, I don't know what state of mind, what state, physical state he is in. I can't go by some general statements that he is okay, because he's been incommunicado for almost 9 months.
And then you approached courts of law here.
Then I approached in 2025, October, we filed a writ petition with the Honorable High Court. And this is not an adversary writ in any way. This is a sister desperate for answers. I have even lost my marriage in the entire process. What do I have left with to pursue to find my brother? We don't have parents, it's just him and me. He's my only family. So I had no option but to follow the system, to take help of the system and approach the authorities through the High Court to have answers, to meet my brother and to give him the aid and the dignity that he deserves.
So when you approach courts, I believe courts then directed that the Ministry of External Affairs should at least help facilitate a phone conversation
Yes.
between siblings, between you and your brother.
Yes.
Has that happened? Did that happen?
Unfortunately, that has not gone through yet. And now with the appointment of Khalid Almari Partners and Advocates with the day before yesterday's High Court order, I think everything will now fall into place, because once MEA has been ordered to appoint Khalid Almari Partners and Advocates, I think this is a very non-adversary and non-confrontational stance, because it gives the judicial, you see, Ministry of External Affairs operates within very specific legal and diplomatic frameworks. So with this order, they will also have the judicial clarity to, sort of enforce in a joint coordinated effort for whatever steps need to be taken for the release of Major
Till
Vikrant.
date, you have absolutely no idea why he was picked up, why he was detained, where was he taken? Of course, until it happened through courts, but why was he picked up? You have no idea.
We only
Where was he
know-
working? What was he doing in the UAE?
So as I told you, he was working for a company which was founded by his wife in 2016, Matiti Group International. They were into human resources, risk management, IT, information technology, and they had many verticals. That's what he was doing. And what I know about my brother's matter is only one thing. There is one prosecution number that I have right now, and I have a terminology called national security. That's it.
And you have absolutely no idea what aspect of national security is this. But tell me this, in court, when you sought the appointment of a legal firm, and I believe that legal firm in the UAE is now representing you pro bono, they're not charging any money. Is that
Yes.
true?
You won't believe, I went with our defense counsel in India, Mr. Raghav Kakar. We went to meet the ambassador of India. After the second High Court order, the ambassador, Dr. Deepa Mittal, very kindly, His Excellency, agreed to meet me, and he gave me a lot of his time. I went and met him in Abu Dhabi. And after the meeting, we were also made to understand that Vikrant needs legal representation, and nothing has been appointed so far. So, with the help of our counsel in India, Mr. Raghav Kakar, we started meeting law firms. Each law firm started asking for humongous amount, millions of dirhams. I right now do not even have the finances of my own, given my current personal trials and tribulations with my ongoing proceedings with my husband. And I didn't know that where am I going to arrange 2 million dirhams, 1 million dirham in an escrow account with 500,000 dirhams. And then we met Khalid Almari Partners and Advocates, two of their Indian partners. They said, we want to do this for our soldier. And Khalid Saab, he believes in the relationship and the brotherhood of India and UAE. And he believes that he will be given the good relationship and the camaraderie between the two regions. He wants to be the bridge between the two nations. And he believes in justice beyond borders. He believes in dignity. And he feels that he should be able to work together to restore Vikrant's dignity and find out the reason why and bring him back intact to India.
Oh, absolutely. In between, but there was some issue that cropped up in court here with the Ministry of External Affairs submitting in court that Major Vikrant apparently said that he wanted a firm to be chosen by his wife.
Yes.
And you wanted a firm to be chosen, a different firm to be chosen.
No, absolutely not.
No.
There's nothing like that. I'll tell you what. The thing is this, that we were waiting, I was waiting for an entire 16 plus month for his wife to appoint a legal firm for Vikrant. You see, that's where the difference is. And that legal firm till date, despite the embassy having given her on the 19th of December, an email was sent to her. They also gave a lot of options for appointing a legal firm, and no legal firm till date was appointed for Vikrant. Probably financial constraints or reasons known best to her. But when we have a legal firm in place, why should we delay? A person is in a prison, a soldier of our country who's given his entire life is undignifiedly behind bars in a foreign jail without prosecution, without anything. Can we just leave him like that? It's a human right. Even under the Vienna Convention, it's a human right to have legal representation. And I want him to have his dignity intact. And that's what I am standing for. I'm not standing for it should be done my way. I'm standing for what basic human courtesy that soldier of our country needs right now.
So, I'm sure you know that India and UAE are very close strategic partners. The president of the UAE was here some time back, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan.
Yes.
And he and the prime minister are very, very close. So have you tried to reach out to either seeking their intervention?
I needed to have clarity from the Ministry of External Affairs, which now everything is falling into place, because without clarity, without them giving me the blessing, how could I just go directly to the PM or the leadership, the benevolent leadership of UAE? I myself have lived in the UAE for many years after my marriage. All my sons were born in Dubai. It's one of the best countries in the world to live in. No crime, nothing. And I really applaud that, because I've had one of the best years of my life in the UAE. So my request to the benevolent leadership there would only be this: to consider that if this person has not done anything, to let him go, to give him the dignity that he deserves, to give him the rights that he deserves. And to Modi ji, he has been very pro our armed forces. He has given a lot of dignity to our armed forces. I just want to request him today on your show, because now I have the platform to do that, to please bring this soldier back. Vikrant is broken in places from his missions as a para-SF officer. He spent his entire youth in the valley. He's hardly had any peace postings. His legs, his body is broken in places. He has served. I belong to 4 generations. My father is a war veteran from 1971. My father was wounded in the war. My grandfather fought 62, 65 war. Based on that, when the soldier if he would have done something, there would have been a prosecution till now. It's been 16 plus months. He deserves to dignifiedly return to his country. And this is my hands folded request to our leadership, that please bring Major Vikrant Kumar Jaitly back.
It's with great pride. I think you wear his para wings.
Yes, this is my brother's insignia, units, battalion insignia. This is my father's, the Kumaon Regiment, and this is my grandfather's, the Rajputana Rifles. And I'm very proud to be a Fauji daughter, a 4th generation Fauji daughter. I have grown up studying in Kendra Vidyalayas, in Uttarakhand, in Arunachal. If anyone is Indian, I am Indian right down to the very mitochondria of my DNA. So I just want to say this thing, that anyone and all the people who've supported me in this matter, millions of Indians have reached out for Major Vikrant. And I know that their blessings are working, because now finally legal aid is being appointed for Vikrant. And I think we will be able to bring him back. But without our government's blessings, without Modi ji's support and his blessings, without our MEA's blessings, we can't do this. And I know now that things are aligning. I hope, and thanks to you also, thanks Gaurav for having me here, but things will now align.
God willing, they will. God willing, because I covered the Qatar case also, and in that case also, so many of our armed forces officers, they were put in jail. It took the Prime Minister's intervention that worked, and you've drawn that parallel, haven't you?
Yes.
Why did you draw that parallel, Celina?
Because I have been in touch with some of them. I will not like to take their names, but from the Qatar detentions of our naval officers, it's exactly the same. The pattern seems very similar. The detention process seems very similar. And whatever the reason, I don't know. And whoever knows the reason, I would just say one thing, that our soldiers are not just an IC number just because they are veterans. They are not just an IC number. These are men and women who have given their entire youth in the service of the nation. So if they get into any trouble of this sort, I'm saying, and I'm not talking about any criminal this thing, this trouble, the nation needs to stand behind them openly. And that is all I can say.
And you've never lost hope. You haven't lost heart. You've soldiered on for the past 16 odd months.
Because I believe in the system. I believed in the integrity of the High Court of India. I believe in Ministry of External Affairs. They are bound by their very intricate frameworks in which they have diplomatic and legal frameworks under which they have to operate. So they perhaps needed some sort of judicial clarity, which we have now after going to the High Court. The Madad grievance system works very well. And the only way I started having some proper updates were when I went to Madad. For any update, even though they were templatized and not enough for a sister searching questions, answers to so many questions.
So if you had to, Celina, put out a message to those who can help, what would you say at this point of time?
The first thing that I would like to say is that do not give up hope just because you don't see any support coming from anywhere. There is a system that works. We have to follow that system. It may feel tedious. It may feel, I felt darkness for many days. And I have oscillated between darkness and light, literally not knowing what am I going to do next. But every time I followed the system, I followed the protocols laid down, which you can go and read up on the websites, some or the other answer or a way or some question would be answered. And that worked definitely. Giving up is not the solution. One thing that worked massively in favor of this is coming to the media. And I am so grateful to you that I have here a platform which is unbiased and listens to you in our country. And that is the media of India.
You went to court and, that's really brave, the manner in which you're dealing with this. A message for your brother, because I believe both of you are so close, and what would you want to tell him if this gets to him?
Dumpy, that's his pet name. Didi is with you. The whole country is with you. I will do everything. I will move mountains to get you back. I am rooting for you. I'm fighting for you. Please remember that you are not alone. An entire country and even your government is standing with you. We are all with you and we are going to get you back. There are people who have stood day and night for you and fought for you in the courts, in the system. And we all are going to bring you back. Jai Hind, Dumpy, and see you soon. I love you, bhai.
Thank you very much for joining me here on this India Today special broadcast, and I wish you all the best in your effort to bring your brother back. How quickly is Major Vikrant Jaitly brought back home? And just look at that lineage. A Special Forces officer from the 3rd Battalion of the Special Forces, then of course father from the Kumaon Regiment, grandfather from the Rajputana Rifles Regiment, and a brave sister who continues to fight for justice. Celina, many thanks for joining me. We'll track the story closely.